great time. I don't know why. Yeah. The final one of the season. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final round. It's a season finale. I've lost my brains apparently. Son. Rave it out. Oh, I've lost my brain cells. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the season finale, aka round number 10 of the Pigeon Kart Club Championships. Oh, what an intro. I forgot to record that as well. That's really irritating. Oh, disaster. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round number 10 and round number 2 of the two different things. We've got the round 10 of the Pigeon Kart Club Championships and round 2 of the 183Xperience Intermax Mini Series as well. A couple of graphics will be missing from today's YouTube live stream. But I don't know who I am. My name is Alex. I'm crazy as it comes. And there's not too much going on the video at the minute. On the track at the minute. There's one more practice session. Because it's round number 10. Let's go again.
I don't wanna know the truth. If it brings me solitude, I'm drowning into less from you, but I can't breathe without you in my eyes. I see you
Round number 10, baby! Season finale! Oh god, why am I doing this? Having a bit of hard style for your Sunday morning. NCS this song's from. Brilliant. I'll have to try and find the song again. Super finale. Oh god, I hope this doesn't give any one of Oh. No, I don't have any. Okay, I think we can calm down now. Right, now all of that's out of the way. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's a bit chilly up here today. Well, actually, I'm quite cozy. I've got thermal layer on because I've learnt from my last 2 times. Who's been up here last? Mid blinds. People really don't know how to use a blind. There's like a perfect thing to lift it up and down. No, let's flip it upside down and ruin it. People have no respect, do they? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you're all having a great Sunday morning. Things are a little bit different this morning because we do have the 2 minutes silence as ever for November, being Remembrance Sunday. So the poppies are out in force. We'll be moving to not that camera angle, but I will have to get the camera hub software out to slightly move it over because we will be having a... Oh, there we go. Oh, God. Live tracking, everyone. Ready? Here he comes. Oh, no, wrong way. The marshals, I think, are standing around about here. So we'll have that camera angle ready. But covered by 3 camera angles as always. I have definitely lost one of my cameras somewhere. I don't know where it's gone. So we're back to lag cam for Billy's. I have no clue where I've put that. I really have no idea. But we've got the good old 4K cameras for the other camera angles as ever. So just to let you know the running order, I don't have the graphic for it unfortunately. So it's Rotax Cadets followed by Honda Cadets. Then it's Junior Rotax, then it's the 183Xperience Intermax. Then it's Senior Rotax, and then the Senior Blues. Senior Blues back once again for another journey around the circuit. And this time they're actually running. The last time they were here, they weren't. Because nobody turned up. I think it was about 4 of them in the end, which is a shame. So we're going to leave you on a couple of camera, well, this camera angle for the moment, because this is where the marshals and officials normally linger. Ready for the minute silence a little bit later on. So we'll leave you with this camera angle, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be returning just after 11 to kickstart off all of today's action. Oh, I didn't even get time to come back. Here we go. Right, here's the grid then, ladies and gentlemen, for... Oh, yeah. It's practice still. So, yeah, practice still going on, but ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round number 10. That was the 2-minute silence. You may or may not have seen me recording down there. Annoyingly, just out of shot. Oh, disaster. Nearly got the camera in already. So, Intermax are out on circuit at the moment. Fast at this time is Tyler Banks. There's the best lap times there as well for you. Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Clay Pigeon Car Club Championships live stream. Just waiting for all the practice sessions to run on through, so we'll go to the grid to kickstart off today with the Rotax cadets for their first heats. 8 drivers in total, with Tommy Klimo and Max Tomzit on the front row, as it seems like the practice has finished. They'd all popped into the pits. They didn't even take the checker flag. That was the senior blues. But anyway, let's get into this one then. Rotax cadets. Let's see how this one goes. We got our Wessex champion there, Oakley Regs, at the back of the pack. And a lot of familiar faces in this grid once again. Tommy Klimo returning once again. So let's see what we get from these as we just wait for them to come out to the grid in a minute. We'll figure out the camera angles throughout today. So just waiting for these to come. So this is the final one of the year. So no more after this one. 2-month break before we go to the 2025 series, which is a lot more possible classes coming into this one. All of that is on the Clay Pigeon Kart Club Facebook, but they're planning hopefully to run a couple of classes to go off the top of my head. Bambinos, also cadets, 160s and the 200s, as it has just started raining, which I was not expecting. So hopefully my camera on the outside is somewhat protected from the rain. If it does disconnect at some point, it's probably broken itself. Yeah, typical, isn't it? Rain. Wow. I didn't think that was forecast for today. Yeah, it wasn't at all forecasted. Wow. Clay Pigeon, everyone. Gives you rain when it's not forecasted. Or Bertie on the screen, talking to himself. You're all right, mate. I believe they might be just allowing everyone to swap tyres to begin with. Quite nice watching the rain fall on down here. Camera's picking it up just about perfectly. Zoomed in. Don't know about this view, it's hard for me to see this one. Yeah, probably not. So, still waiting at the minute. I love the rain, eh? There it is. I forget that camera gets covered. Right, here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get ready for our first wet race. And it seems of it, thanks to Clay Pigeon's gorgeous weather. So, Rotax cadets to kickstart off today. See what we get from these drivers here. So 2 formation laps. So here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get ready. No. I would say get ready, but it has been false started first off. So we'll be going back round again for a third time. Possibly due to the conditions. So we'll wait for these all to get back into position once again as we go towards the top bend, getting them to slow down once again. And once again, false started. So the pole sitters at the moment being a bit too quick. So, for the fourth time now here. And we are this time underway for the start of this race. Can't see into Billy's on the cameras, but let's see who's out in front for the S's. So through the S's we go. Down the back straight, it is the 85 of Tommy Klimo. He has no longer behind him, but in front of him. Has a new change for the lead already. Oh, both of them are switching around. It is between him and the 42, which is Alfie Garrett, who started around the P4 area. He was quite midfield. So down the main straight, order on the left-hand side of the YouTube live stream. So it's Tommy Klimo, followed by Garrett, Lovell, Kaiser, Riggs, Churches, Tomsit, and then Coupland. As back through the S's in that top three, Louis Lovell is at the back of that. So with 8 on the grid today, 2 trophies up for grabs. And these will all battle it out throughout today. Contact warning has been issued to Alfie Garrett. And I forgot I did that thing on the right hand side. There is the new overlay for the next year. I actually forgot I did that, which also has the message board as well there for you. And also our timekeeper's name, which is Simon Whitty. Once again, as always. But leading the way is Tommy Klimo. Not by a lot though. Through the S's, down the back straight we go. Into the next lap of this race, as I believe there is a bit more rain coming down onto the circuit. So keeping it wet for typical clay pigeon fashion. As we go round the horseshoe through towards the right hand and towards the top bend. And it's these two at the front at this current time that are battling it out. A little tap from behind there from the 42 between Klimo and Garrett. Riggs is climbing up the order from the back. Remember, he started at 8th down the inside just before the S's there goes the 42 of Garrett ahead of Klimo. Changing up that order for this race. So a lot of battles to begin with. The 16 there spinning at the back. Another contact warning issued to Garrett. This is his second one in the early stages of this race. It's not even halfway through yet. So he's got to be careful now. Another one, and that will be a black flag if he is not careful. So fastest is Riggs. 44.02, which is not a surprise from his previous performances up here. A very strong contender in the Rotax Cadets. And don't forget, you can check out any results. Oh, excuse me, where did that come from? You can check any results that get published today, including the practice ones that have already been released, by scanning the QR code on the right-hand side of your screens. And that's where you can find all the results that come out later. Don't forget, they are all provisional on here, just like this result that could possibly come from Riggs, who is closing on Climo rather quickly. So through the S's, Garrett with a bit of a gap going on at the front here of 8/10 so far. Garrett leading the way as after he passed Climo, he seems to have been able to push a little bit further afield as we go around the horseshoe towards and through Buttons and up towards the top bend once again. So continuing on here. Riggs closing fast there as we go into Billy's, staying behind for the moment as we go around. Down the inside he goes just before the S's. And there we are. He is up into P2. Also signalling on to Climo to say, come on, let's go and grab Garrett. Church is up at position on Lovell on the previous lap. So they're going around there. Lovell seeming to skating around a little bit there at the exit of the horseshoe. Still riding well though as we continue on this race. As the little shower seemed to have passed quite nicely for us. Keeping it wet. Which I know there's one driver out there I'm sure is going to approve of that. In the Intermax class. He quite enjoys the wet. So around the hairpin towards the horseshoe we go, and it's Garrett leading the way still. And that is by over a second at the moment. Riggs and Climo trying to charge down towards him. As another spin by Max Tomsit just on the exit of the S's as the camera does not want to focus at the moment. There it goes. So we go down into Billy's once again. 2 minutes left on the clock. 1.25 second gap. How is this going to play out? So Riggs is slightly pulling away from Climo out there. Trying to charge down towards that Garrett out in front. As the spectators watch on. As we come closer to the end of this race. Which these Rotax cadets have settled into nicely. So they are now heading down into the hairpin. Churches is in 4th position, quite comfortable 4th as well, just going into the hairpin there. And then Coupland and Kaiser are the two close to each other at the moment. They're side by side at the exit there. Which for a moment could have been a bit there, and it seems like Louis Lovell slightly struggling in these wet conditions. He's fallen back a little bit. Currently 4 seconds behind Kaiser. Brakes still fast out there, 44.02. It's not been able to get anywhere closer. The 85 of Tommy Climo still fast as in sector 1 there. You can't do you can just about make out the time there. 15.60, I believe that is. So the leaders should be coming just up to the top bend now with no seconds left on the clock. It is now into the last lap. Yellow flags briefly down at Billy's. But we are now on to the last lap of this race. So leading it still comfortably by what is 1.3 seconds. So just over a second there. As we fly through this final lap here for the Rotax cadets in their first out of 3 heats today. As we come down for the checkered flag, for which for the first one here today will be going to this one here. The number 42 of Alfie Garrett has taken the checkered flag and wins for the first heat, followed by Oakley Riggs. Tommy Climo will take P3. Oscar Church is 4th, Ethan Coupland 5th, Arthur Kaiser will take 6th with Louis Lovell in 7th, and then slowly but surely just waiting on the last man out there, which is Max Tomsit, who is coming down to take the 8th and final position out there for heat number 1. There we are, just taking the checker flag. So there we are, that is the first heat completed of today. So let's go to the grid for the next race here, and that is for the Honda Cadets this time round. And we are going to kickstart it off with Charlie White and Finney Thursfield on pole. So a strong grid there, and Nikita Roberts returning in P4. So for the formation laps then, ladies and gents, for the Honda Cadets. So 2 rolling up laps for all the classes, as whoever that was in P4 has outbraked themselves on the formation lap. So a bit of surprise. Don't normally see that too often. Oh god, yawning. Whoever's at the front has forgotten it's 2 rolling up laps. As everybody does the old flick of the roo of the wrist. Gets your blood pumping in the wrist, isn't it? Good exercise, really. Good way to make your wrist click as well, I've noticed. So let's go back round for the what is the second formation lap. Someone's got a cheeseburger. Right, here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Down the main straight we go, and we are underway for the Honda Cadets. So into Billy's we go. It's a little bit blind for you guys. Billy's blind, get it? Anyway, 3DS is down the back straight. Nikita Roberts coming from 4th up into 2nd straight away. As we go down into the hairpin. But leading the way is the 15 of Luke McGall. Once again, used to seeing him near the front of the grid. Great to see him back once more. As we go from the top end down the main straight. Bit of a lead here for McGall as well. Just under a second of a gap for that lead on the opening lap as well, which is pretty impressive. As 4th on 3rd, that is Ratton and Thursfield, as Ratton just goes down the inside just before the S's. And the 22 is ahead of the 72. So once again, around the hairpin towards the horseshoe. For Charlie White, just hanging in 5th position there. As we come from the top end all the way down to the main straight. For, once again, a lead which is now 1.7 for McGall, as Ratton gets ahead of Thursfield. Speaking of Ratton, he did get a contact warning issued out there. On the right hand side, the race start and warnings are all of the what time it is here, live at the circuit. Just for reference, it's not race time or anything. Just to let you all know on that one. So from the top bend down the main straight, as you can see here, the 15 of Luke McGall dominating the first 2 sectors. Meanwhile, the 22 a little bit faster in the final sector for the best sector 3 time. So we'll be able to see all the sector times, which is quite nice. A new little addition there for you all. And for next year, refining the YouTube live stream as always. As the 25 of Butterfield goes over the line. New contender here at the championships, coming in for the last race of the season. As we come from the top bend down the main straight once again. So I wonder if the track is drying up at all. Fastest is a 44.48 by Mr. McGill. McGall, sorry. Out in front. I think I have an FP4 driver, similar surname. So up towards the top end we go, awaiting the halfway mark of this race with McGall's lead of nearly 2 seconds. Sorry, 3.13 seconds now. So very strong pace from McGall early doors. As continuing on into the race. So just under 4 minutes to go. Nikita Roberts still in second. A little bit of a comfortable lead there with Finley Thursfield and Oliver Ratton behind. That gap has not increased at all. Nor has decreased. So Roberts comfortable for a second. Whilst Ratton and Thursfield working together to get closer. Once again, only 8 drivers. So the Honda Cadets with 2 trophies up for grabs. On which has been quite a turnout for today's race meeting. Get the official number up for you all as well. Start of the week there's probably about 3 or 4 Honda Cadets, and then out of nowhere we've had a great turnout with 8, and in total 71 drivers hitting the track, which is absolutely amazing to see. A bigger turnout for the last one of the season, with the slight decline in a couple of last few outings. But it's great to see over 70 drivers here today, 8 of them being the Honda Cadets. We'd love to see more of you next year, with a lot more new stuff happening here down the inside at Billy's. Near the back of the grid, I think that was Charlie White, but he's gone too deep into Billy's. And it was actually Charlie White who was being overtaken. It was the 36 of Alex Roach, apologies, who went for the dive down the inside of White. And as those two battle it out near the back of the grid here. As I go through the right-hander there. So McGall just going over the line there to go on to lap number 9. No changes on the grid so far. 1 minute 40 remains though. And the battle is for 5th position here between Charlie White and Alex Roach. So first set of blue flags going out for Butterfield here. Butterfield, as McGall starting to catch up with the back markers as he goes wonderfully wide there to allow McGall through. So good to see some good blue flag discipline there. As the sun's starting to come out at Clay here, hopefully it will clear his camera angle slowly. Which once again is the slightly worse camera. I've looked everywhere for the camera that I normally use for Billy's, and I think I've lost it somewhere. I can't remember where I put it. 44.48. Again, McGall not very quick, not the quickest in sector 3. As we go blindly into Billy's blind here, as more of the field overtaking Butterfield. Currently at 1 lap down on the rest of the field here. But with 6 seconds remaining, McGall coming towards the last lap for the race. So coming from the top bend. Beep. Down the main straight, and the last lap is here for Luke McGall, which, by the way, that 3-second gap we had earlier is 6.4, so strong wet racer here. Very strong wet racer, currently 5/10 quicker out on the grid there. Best lap time of 44.48. With Nikita Roberts being, I think, the next closest of a 45.04. 5/10, half a second quicker in these wet conditions. And that is why, as he comes down the main straight, he's the one taking the checker flag. Luke McGall wins for the Honda Cadets on their first heat. Checker flag waved by Mr. Ryan Hodge. Second goes to Nikita Roberts. Finley Firstfield will take 3rd in the end, with Oliver Ratton in 4th. Those two spread apart a little bit. And Alex Roach at the end there will take 5th over Charlie White in 6th. Johnny Butterfield takes P8. And then here comes our 7th position of Sam Blamey. Back once again for P7. So, keep forgetting to hide that one. So, it's to the junior Rotax, where 21 of those are out on grid today, with Herbie Wiggins and Jacob Felton on the front row for the juniors. Taylor England at the back there, the number 12. If I remember rightly, he didn't have the best of luck last time out. Neither did Matthew Whitmarsh either. He's starting on P4. Some strong drivers out there once again. You've got Hani Sadiq, Archie Dyson, Neve Allen, Max Lovell as well. Don't forget him. He can be strong given the perfect conditions. So in for the formation lap for the junior Rotax. Let's get ready to go for these 21 drivers, currently 18 out there at the moment. I wonder if there's any still delayed in the pit lane. Well, looks like it's just going to be 18 out on the grid, so a couple of those drivers may not be out there. So as we go for the final formation lap here for the 18, what is it now, 18 juniors out on grid. let's get ready for this one. So as I go to post 3 and 4, the marshals there will be slowing them down. And these drivers going relatively quick up towards the top end, but they are slowing up just to get to post 6. Gives you a rough idea where the marshal posts are here at Clay Pigeon. By the way, if I do cough on the microphone, it is I am getting over a cold still. But nevertheless, let's go for the first heat for the junior Rotax, and straight away there then whoever was on that inside line and pole was struggling for grip there. So P2 definitely the grid spot to go for the moment, as it is the 23. I think that's Matthew Whitmarsh leading the way at the start of this race. So into the hairpin we go. A lot of drivers choosing the outside of the circuit is the more grippier part of the track, as the 72 is just about to show you. Barnaby Grubb, that outside line, more grip in the wet. So as we go to the top, let's give you your running order here. And it's going to be Dyson, followed by Price, Ambrose, Ormshaw, Whitmarsh, Smith, Clark, Grubb, Lovell, and then Harris Roberts will round out your top 10. That would have changed, as we have yellows, one in the tyres down at Billy's, as the rest of the field floods on by. So still leading the way is Dyson. Clipped the curb a little bit though, so he's gone wide, and it's just allowed Jack Price straight through. But a little bit of a push there from the 21. That's a little bit dirty there in the wet conditions. Just reclaiming his P1 again. As we come down the main straight, a not very clean P1 now for Archie Dyson, followed by Jack Price and Ambrose. And very respectively, Jack Price has given Dyson his own medicine, and those two loading each other into the corners. And once again, Dyson, a massive punt and into the tyre wall. There's loading, and then there's just whacking someone off of the track. Rightfully slow, given a contact warning. What is going on? There's a little bit of racing going on, but sorry. Dyson, what was that? So, new changes for the lead. 55 of Ambrose. Currently leads the way, as one of the Clarks now going down towards the hairpin. Don't worry, that driver that was hit off is completely fine now, by the way. Jack Price was given a contact warning, but he won't be taking that, as he is out of this race. And very wrongly taken out of this race. Ambrose, Smith, Ormshaw, Clark, Grubb for your top 5. So the 55 followed by the 30 as these two lead the way. So carrying on nearly halfway in this race, and your leaders have unchanged, as the rest of the field following on through. Just quickly texting the timekeeper to get rid of the contact warning on the board there. Oh, it's just gone through. Never mind, he did clear it. As Harris Roberts was given a contact warning there. Right, so continuing on, as your leader is still the 55 Jamie Ambrose. We did lose a little bit of the race there, as a static yellow has been given on for post 3, just where the Clark is watching from behind the tyre wall, which isn't the safest spot in the world. P3 there is the 31 of Aidan Clark. A little bit of a gap for him to get to towards our leaders here, as a couple of drivers going wide at the exit of the horseshoe. These wet conditions proving a little bit difficult here, but nevertheless, Ambrose, Smith, Clark, the top 3, 18 drivers altogether. And that gives you 5 trophies up for grabs, I believe. Jaden Shearing given a contact warning, the 54, one of the novices. Speaking of one of the novices, Harris Roberts is currently P4, has the best Sector 1 time at the moment. So a quick driver there for these. So still static yellows down at the hairpin. Meanwhile, our leaders coming from the top bend and come down towards the main straight, as we are under 2 minutes remaining in this race. The sun is shining, and you still can't see anything on the cameras for Billy's. But Ambrose is still leading it through the S's down towards the hairpin, as the gap is very minute between these. So a little bit of a gap there in the tyre wall, so the yellow is staying out at the moment. As the 31 trying to go for the wide, but the 43 sneaks down the inside. And it looks like the 43 as well might be retiring from this race. Is that a retirement? And it is indeed. Into the pits he goes, as Aidan Clark goes over. Harris Roberts goes for third. And it's Aidan Clark who has popped into the pits here and is out of this race. So with Matthew Whitmarsh given a contact warning, that list very much grown off into the little barrier that I have, invisible barrier I have for the warning sheets on the right hand side of the screen there. So quite a few warnings given out for the junior Rotax race, and one that I'm sure is going to result into a big time telling off / penalty, hopefully. Ambrose still leading by just over half a second. So the clock is at 0. We're coming into the final parts of this race here for the junior Rotax, as our leaders are coming up towards the top bend now. And down the main straight they shall come. So Ambrose still leading this one. And the last lap is out for those two at the front. Ambrose, Smith, and then Roberts. Roberts is a little bit too far away from these guys. 3 seconds is the gap between second and third position, as these cameras do like to show the greyness of the clouds. It's not actually that dark. So around the hairpin towards the horseshoe, using a lot of that curve for the horseshoe, as we will go towards the top bend here. And down the main straight we come, because winning this one, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be that driver there. And that's Jamie Ambrose, who takes P1 for the junior Rotax heat number 1, followed by Maxim Smith, then Harris Roberts. Then it is Hani Sadiq for 4th, Zach Ormshaw 5th, Barnaby Grubb for 6th, Archie Dyson for 7th, not for long probably. Followed by Jaden Shearing for 8th, Alfred Matthews 9th, and then Adam Sims round out your top 10. Bit of a dirty race to begin with, but a little bit more cleaner and a quiet finale to that heat, with Ambrose and Smith unable to catch each other. Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the grid for the Intermax. By the way, scan the QR code on the right hand side of your live stream, of the live stream here, and that will get you to the race results that get published as they come along. So, starting off then for the Intermax, and it's the guy who likes to wet a bit. It's Kurt Kaplan in third position, but on the front row, Stanley Stafford and Finley Ormshaw. Kurt Kaplan and Casper McAllister, two great friends out there as well, racing with each other. Race regularly up here between one another, both pretty competitive. As the start finisher, look at old Ryan, has run all the way from the start finish to the hairpin to... Good old Ryan, man. He's currently fixing that tyre wall down there. Gets the right camera angle. As it looked like that driver tried to drive away, but it looks like that's not going to happen at the moment. Seems like he got an issue with the car. It's just getting recovered from the fence line. Retaliation going on at the start of the junior Rotax race between those two drivers. Loading is pretty much, in my opinion, a bit of a dirty move, to be honest, but don't retaliate because, well, in the case of that one, the other drivers just punted him straight off the track, which is very disrespectful. Not very sportsmanlike at all. Ruined both of their races. There he comes. He's coming back to start finish. Good old Ryan, man. What a man. Do you spot anyone you know there? I can see Arthur Thacker. Run, Forrest, run! As long as he doesn't go and beat anyone up. Oh dear. It's only the first heat and it must have been juniors. Just a reminder, if you haven't subscribed to the Pigeon Kart Club YouTube channel yet, then please do hit that subscribe button. We are trying to charge towards 1,000 subs. And hopefully we can achieve that next year. We're currently on 881, which is mad to think when I started doing this, we're only about 247? Something like that. It was really, really small. It's like raising a child, this YouTube channel. Month by month. Okay, formation lap then for the Intermax. So go for their formation lap here. All two formation laps, sorry. So 8 drivers in Intermax, so once again 2 trophies up for grabs, as trophies are done 1 in 4, plus the novice trophies, of course. One of those exhausts is slightly louder than the others already. So, towards the top end, let's get ready to go for Intermax in their first heat of today. As again, slowed up here. This is the slowest one just yet. As we are off for the Intermax, as they slowly charge down to Billy's, carefully treading the slightly damp track. Don't see any dry spots at the moment through the S's. The leaders are 43, followed by the 88 of Kurt Kaplan. So down into Billy's. There's a spinner there in the midfield. 43 there going slightly wide. The 88 just blocked out from possibly going up into P2. P1, sorry. So stays at P2. So here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Here's your running order on the... That's the wrong button. On the left-hand side of the YouTube live stream. So it's Kaplan, followed by Climo, Stafford, McAllister, Banks, Lord, Birmingham, and then Ormshaw, who's come down to the bottom with a contact warning as well. So through the S's, down the back straight we go for Kaplan. Leading the way early doors. Like I said, he likes the wet. A lot of these Intermax drivers using the outside lines to get a little bit of extra grip here. As we go through, contact warning given to the 88, and I'm going to say I'll be referring to an earlier incident in this race. As we come from the top bend down the main straight. So Kaplan, followed by Climo, Stafford, McAllister and Banks. As shooting down the inside, Birmingham and Lord by the looks of it. As we go through the S's, let's confirm that one up. And it is indeed the 41 ahead of the 77. Meanwhile, Kaplan with a 1.3 second lead out in front for now. Everyone carefully treading through the horseshoe here. As we go up towards the top bend, Birmingham given a contact warning as well. One and a half seconds is the gap between Kaplan and Climo, the two C's out in front. As we got a breakdown lane 1. Get the X out, change lane. He's retired off into the grass there. The all blue, I can't see the number from here, my eyesight is terrible. So it's the 88 followed by the 83, the 80's at the front. For the, apologies to the sponsor for the Intermax Heat, which is the 183Xperience. They are sponsoring the Intermax grid with a couple of prizes up for grab for these guys. As the retiree is the 41 of Birmingham. As yellow flags are out, but it seems like the 74 there overtaken under the yellow. So nearing the halfway mark of heat number 1, and it is still Kurt Kaplan that leads the way and is leading by a little healthy margin here to Climo. That being 2 seconds now. A 2-second gap between these two as we go through the S's down the back straight. And darting down the inside there just before the S's. 39 ahead of the 44. Top Banks getting ahead of McAllister. Like I said at the start, Kaplan is very fond of these wet conditions. He quite enjoys these. And as you can see, his pace is showing that at the moment. He is the fastest out there with a 43.73. Currently 3/10 quicker than the second quickest time of a 44.02. So quick times here from Kaplan. So he goes over the line there. Three minutes remaining. Captain leading this one. Not too many battles to be had just yet for this race, as third and fourth, Stafford and Banks unable to catch each other for the moment. It looks like Banks is closing this gap though. Looking at the timing screens, about a 4/10 quicker delta last time round. But nevertheless, here we go then. So Kaplan out in front, followed by Klimo, and then you can see there, Banks slightly closing that gap there. 44.08 was his best lap time so far, set on lap 7, so just a lap ago. As we go to 8 laps completed onto lap 9. So still no movement on the grid as at the moment. 7 of the 8 drivers out on circuit at the moment, with the retiration of Jay Birmingham due to a mechanical issue. So we will see him back for heat number 2. And with 1 minute 20 left on the clock, Kaplan still is dominating this first heat, and even goes quicker, 43.57. Nearly a whole half a second quicker than the other driver in second position. In fact, Kaplan's last lap is nearly 8/10 quicker than the others there. I could just see there, that looked like the P2 driver, Klimo there, using the outside of the horseshoe there to get as much traction as possible to maintain P2. As you can see, third and fourth, Stafford and Banks starting to close up on Klimo. That gap, by the way, Kirk has a 5.2 second gap here, as the track looks like it will be drying up soon, which will be good news for the other ones and for other classes as well. 15 seconds remaining. I think we might be just about to squeeze out another. It's going to be close, I would reckon. Not close enough, actually. 5 seconds remain. Not as close as I thought it was, as we go on to the last lap of this race then, ladies and gentlemen, with Kaplan leading this one. Like I said, he was like 8/10 quicker than Klimo last time out. And with a 5.7 second gap, it's many limos lengths between first and second. Meanwhile, it's close between Stafford and Banks. Will we see anything on these last few corners as Banks goes for the wider line? A little bit more traction, keeps him just within touch. But ladies and gentlemen, to come and take the checkered flag from the top end down the main straights, as for heat number 1, a win there for the number 88, Kurt Kaplan, who wins. Klimo second, and it was nearly side by side for a second between Stafford and Banks, but not quick enough, as it is a P3 for Stafford. McAllister 5th, Ormshaw 6th. And then soon to come over the line at the top bend there is going to be Harrison Lord to be our 7th finisher of this race, with Jay Birmingham DNFing out of this race due to a mechanical on lap 3 on the early doors. So okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's the provisional results there for you all. Don't forget you can scan the QR code that will be popping up on the grid screen in 3, 2, 1 on the right hand side of your YouTube live stream, and you can check out all the results when they get finalised. So on to the senior Rotax, and it's Dan Milner who is on the front row. He is alongside the 75 of Sam Mitchell. Bertie Wellesley in the top 10 in 6th position. And got Arthur Thacker in 13th, Cameron Crockett 14th. And Billy Edgecombe at the back of the grid. Keep an eye out on him. So then, ladies and gentlemen, formation time for the senior Rotax. I can see what a race finish is on the YouTube live stream, so I always look at the numbers. And I look at it, and the views always peak after a race. Stop using me as evidence. Decided to stand up. Starting to get a bit of numb bottom. Right then, let's get ready then for the senior Rotax for their first heat today. Just hope it's not as manic as the junior Rotax start. Run, Forest. I moved the chair. I shouldn't have done that. And we are going to be underway for the senior Rotax here. So down through biddies, it's side by side by a lot of them. And in front, I think that's a 75 out in front, Sam Mitchell. So around the hairpin. Horseshoe next as the number 29 going for the outside line. The 29 beating Joshua Withcomb. As we have a contact warning inbound. I can see the start finisher going down for it. But starting off, so it's going to be Mitchell, followed by Daniel Tribe, Burt, Withcomb, Milner, Wellesley, Cox, Mayman, Crockett, Flan, Edgecombe. I'm listing off everybody there. Seems like Alpha's bugged out again. Yeah, the live timings are bugged again. That's one thing that Alpha needs to sort their stuff out on, because it's pretty annoying for the live stream, not gonna lie. Refresh. There you go. Just refresh all of my things again. Right, so leading the way then is Sam Mitchell, but it is a 61 that's in P2 of Daniel Tribe. A little bit of a gap here for the 75 as one driver caught onto the grass. That's the 51 of Jamie Burt. Trying to stay with it all. Just trying to get the camera angle on there for you all. So this is the big part where we got to try Burt, Withcomb, Wellesley. I think Cox might be in there as well. All battling out for that P2. 17 drivers once again. So I think it's about 5 or 6 trophies up for grabs. I think it's 5. As we go through the S's down the back straight. Now into second is Withcomb, the number 29. The gap, by the way, is 4.3 seconds for Mitchell. A very comfortable lead here at this moment in time. As going for the inside once again is a 51 on the 12, Burton Cox. They both drifted out of the horseshoe, just slightly off screen there. So once again, down the main straight we come for these drivers here. On the screen. So still very close here. So through the S's, down the back straight here we go. The 61 a little bit slow coming out of the S's there. As we go around the hairpin towards the horseshoe. Tribe is a bit slow through there. So we've got a few issues possibly with his carts. Really bogging down at the exit of the corners here. I wouldn't be surprised to see a retiration if it is a mechanical issue with the cart, but it seems to not have the power at some of the corners here. So we come down the main straight then. As another warning has been given out. We've had Rufus Flan and Charlie Clocks both for contact warning so far in this race. Dan Milner down into P15. Meanwhile, through the S as we go. Double overtake on the 88 by the 14 and 22. That being Thacker and Edgecombe on Cameron Crockett. And Tribe really struggling out of the corners here on the circuit. As Mitchell just going over the line there. That seems like a rather large gap going on. It's just over 5 seconds. So Sam Mitchell there leading. Keep an eye on Tribe. He is slow on the corners. Through the S's, down the back straight we go. As 2 contact warnings have just been issued. Billy Edgecombe and Jamie Bradfield. Look at that midfield there, very packed out as one going for the slightly wider approach there through the right-hander. Withcombe second, Wellesley third, Charlie Cox fourth, of Jamie Burt's fifth. Flan and Tribe swapping positions. As we go through, Billy's through the S's down the back straight. The 17 catching a little bit slow there at the exit with the 14 right behind. And stays behind, going into the hairpin. A massive train there going down the into the hairpin, where Cameron Crockett going for the inside line and got ahead. As now it's a battle between the 22 and I think it might have been the... I couldn't see the other driver, as it looks like a retiration for one driver. That one being Billy Edgecombe, who's hopped into the pits. Oh, the contact warning this time given to Cameron Crockett. As one driver takes for the scenic route through Billy's. Going a little bit too wide there. The 27, Zach Fletcher there. So down the main straight we come as they all go through the puddle. Vape! As we huge train behind Daniel Tribe here. He's in 7th. But the 14 is at the front of this. Will he charge? He's gone for the wider route and is going to have the grip around the outside. He just about does it as he goes 3 wide temporarily. Arthur Thacker once again. Let's say if there was a trophy for the best overtakes of the season, I'd give it to him. He is brilliant on the outside of the circuit. So with one retiree, a lot of contact warnings. We are now down to 50 seconds remaining as Arthur Thacker has finally got past Daniel Tribe. Once again, Daniel Tribe is really slow out there for this first heat, and this is where I think we got this bit of a conga line going on behind him. This is only for 7th, but it's a very busy 7th area. Everybody wanting to get a bit of a go with this as we come down the main straight here. So Jacob Martin going over the line there as our leader just going around the horseshoe now, and that is where we are going to come on to the final lap of this race. That conga line is still going on. A couple of drivers using the outside lines once again. As we go into the last lap of this race here. As tuning into one going a bit too wide then, and he ended up in the grass. But there you go, there's Arthur Thacker leading this one to Daniel Tribe, who is still struggling on the exit of the corners here. But your leader is just coming into the exit of the horseshoe towards the right-hander. And we'll be up towards the top bend because, ladies and gentlemen, to come and take the checker flag with a gap of 5 seconds in the end, ladies and gentlemen, Sam Mitchell wins for the senior Rotax. Then it's Joshua Withcombe and taking a P3, Bertie Wellesley, who celebrates nearly almost a bit too early. For 3rd, Charlie Cox 4th. Jamie Burt 5th, Rufus Flan 6th, Arthur Thacker with the best overtake of today so far. 14th, number 14 in 7th. Tribe 8th, Bradfield 9th, and then Cameron Crockett will round up 10th. That screen's still bugged out then. So with Alpha still bugging, that is your race results there. 3rd is actually 1st, 4th is actually 2nd. I'll let you do the rest. Right then, to the grid. Oh, go away, check a flag. Right, it's a Senior Blues back once again. They didn't turn up last time. But Mike Bell on the front row with Nigel Vickery. So nearly all the first heats completed here, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go for the final one of all the heats. All the heats? All the heat ones. Getting ahead of myself. Heat 1 is here for the Senior Blues. So here we go then, ladies and gentlemen, coming up towards the top bend. We'll get ready to go for the Senior Blues. We are underway with the 9 of them out there. So into Billy's we go. Through the S's and down the back straight. Let's see who is leading the way at this one early doors. It was one driver who's gone incredibly wide there. Puts him down into 4th. So as we come into the horseshoe, it's 21 leading. It was a 19 originally when this race started. So a lot of changes there from them getting used to the wet conditions. Running order on the left-hand side of the YouTube live stream, as ever. So it's David Watts, Followay, Smithson, Cleal, Bell, Gray, Vickery, Groves, Gunter, and then Goody, who will round out your top 9. Anthony Cleal given a contact warning. As we go into the hairpin. And towards the horseshoe for the Senior Blues. So then, ladies and gentlemen, with a bit of a lunch break there for me, just try and get some food. Bit of a cheese sandwich. The lead is very evenly spread out there at the moment, as we are onto the winner of this race, David Watts, coming for the checker flag, and which was evenly spread apart from the midfield pack, which is very close together. You're able to see them at the bottom of your screens there. So it's the Rotax cadets next for their second heat. Oakley Riggs and New Level on the front row. So here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get ready to kickstart this one off. And we're underway for the Rotax cadets for their second heat, as we're into the second lot of heats for today. And charging away straight away, our front two runners here, the WC and the 42. That's Oakley Riggs and Alfie Garrett, who have just stormed away to begin with. Speaking of the 42, given a contact warning there. As we go towards the top bend. And down the main straight. Riggs, followed by Garrett, Klimo, Kaiser, Churches, Coupland, Lovell, then Tomsit. So as we go around Billy's through the S's and down the back straight. And it is very close between these two drivers here at the front. No margin of error between Riggs and Garrett. Alfie Garrett given the second contact warning here as well. So considering how short the races are, got to be careful here. Through the S's, down the back straight. Don't forget, it's pretty much like a 3 strikes and you're out. It's the same up here. 3 contact warnings, and that is you black flagged. So Garrett, got to be careful there on the front. As we come from the top bend, down the main straight we go. Side by side between the two. As Garrett waving on and signalling to Riggs to let's go. Because Klimo and Churches are here. So we go through the S's, down the back straight, and the two become one. 2 becomes 4. Back to it then, and Oakley Riggs is rather at threat here. Churches and Klimo are both really challenging for that P2. Don't forget, only 2 trophies up for grabs today, so all the points matter for that final position. As you'll see, Riggs losing 2 positions there. Riggs not as quick in the slightly damp conditions here. There is a dry line forming, as you can see, through the S's, which is going to work out nicely for these drivers. As always, the hairpin takes forever to dry, as Oscar Church is now given a contact warning. So then 1.5 minutes remaining in this race, as my voice decides to do something different. And Alfie Garrett is the one that leads this race at the moment with a second best lap time here for 42.10. Oscar Church is trying to close the gap with a 42.03. As the top positions have somewhat fallen away, just like Oakley Riggs, who has fallen down the order and is now being caught up by Louis Lovell and Ethan Coupland. Speaking of the devil, down the inside he goes, tries to overtake both Lovell and Riggs, only gets ahead of one, and as such is up into, I'll get the right camera angle and the right button at some point, is now up one position. So it's Coupland followed by Lovell now. Let's go around Billy's. Alfie Garrett still holding a 2-second gap here. And with 3 seconds remaining, we go for the last lap of this race here as Garrett just goes over the line here. Followed by Churches, Climo, Riggs, and then comes Coupland and Lovell as well. So a very solid run here from Alfie Garrett, which was for somewhat in the front part of this race. It was very quiet, but taking the checkered flag is going to be Alfie Garrett, then followed by Oscar Churches. And then these three just coming down the line here. It will be Riggs who holds on to 4th, Coupland 5th, Lovell 6th. Tommy Climo did take 3rd in the end. And Arthur Kaiser there taking 7th. I just hear Matt Kaplan just do it. Followed by Max Thompson in 8th. So that's the race results, and ladies and gentlemen, to the grid for. From the pen to the ring, to the grid. It's the Honda Cadets, Nikita Roberts and Alex Roach on pole. Sorry, Nikita Roberts on pole with Alex Roach alongside for 2nd on the front row. That's what I was meant to say. So 7 minutes is the heats. So here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. So down the main straight they come, and we are very much underway here for the Rotax cadet, Honda cadet, sorry, for their second heat. I see the word cadet and always assume Rotax for some reason. As we go down into and through the S's, and Nikita Roberts is out in front for this one, early doors. And around the hairpin we go. Roberts still ahead, but looks like challenge behind. I think that's a 15 in third position now to be second. From the 22 there. As we go up towards the top bend and down the main straights. So it's Roberts followed very quickly by McGall. Followed by Ratton, Roach, Thursfield, then Charlie White. As McGall wasting no time at all, getting ahead of Nikita Roberts at Billy's. Remember last time out he had a just over 5-second lead on the first heat. Will he be able to pull away as quickly or as much as this last time? We shall see. Don't forget you can scan the QR code on the YouTube live stream to see any of the results that happen and get fully released, as they are all provisional on here until they do get released. But as for now, it's the Honda Cadets for their second race here. So McGall and both McGall and Roberts are pulling away from the field at the moment. As in third position is the 22 of Oliver Ratton, who is just slightly slower than the others behind him. But he's holding on to that P3 at the moment. As we go around the horseshoe towards the right-hander. And then we'll be following over to the top bend. And down the main straight we come here. The gap at the moment between Roberts and what is P3 being Oliver Ratton. 1.8 seconds at the moment, falling down to 2. So through the S's, down the back straight we go for those drivers. Charlie White last lap got up into P5. But as for now, McGall is leading by a bit. Hello. Ratton, Thursfield, White, Roach. Still no changes, but there will be now, as not one but two overtakes for Charlie White there. Going from P5 up to P3. Very swift move there on the inside of Billy's, which I'm guessing is drying up lovely to be able to do that sort of move. So around the horseshoe we go, going quite wide there, Charlie White, but managing to stay up in P3. So McGall and Roberts are still leading the way. 2-second gap between first and second. And about 5 seconds between first and third. Don't forget, only the top 2 plus the novices will get trophies for the Honda Cadets. So the 2 novices at the back there having a little race of their own technically, whilst also having a race with the main drivers. So around the right-hander towards the top bend we go. So no changes from that back 4, but it looks like there will be in a moment as we go through the S's. Down the back straight, the 36 getting ahead of the 72. Apologies. Charlie White managing to hold on to that P3. Kurt Kaplan watching down there on your screens. So still a couple of changes going on out there, and it looks like the driver in the 36 trying to make another position up. Not happening just for now. By the way, Luke McGool 3.4 seconds away from Nikita Roberts, who she also has a 3-second gap behind hers. Once again, Charlie White going wide on the exit of the horseshoe. As goes through your race leaders here. Into Billy's we go. Juliet is down the back straights. Best lap time out there at the moment is Luke McGool, not surprised, 42.68. As the blue flags are out for Butterfill again. So with 23 seconds remaining, still no changes from this pack of 4 that just won't let go of one another at the moment. And that is third to, what is it? Third to, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Third to 7th. Big margin there. A couple of taps going down there at the hairpin as well. So it might be a couple of changes going on. But towards the top end, the last lap borders out for Luke McGool, by the way. And down the main straight we come. Charlie White still in third there by the looks of it. And still all the same from third to 7th. That is how strong it is. Blue flags going and waving for the 25. But meanwhile, we'll focus on our P1 driver. Around the horseshoe through to buttons. Once again, another dominant display. Another 5-second gap that he's pulled out of his back pocket. Nothing stopping the number 15. As the checker flag is out. And checker flag goes to Luke McGool, who wins for the Honda Cadets. Nikita Roberts goes for second. And in that big pack for P3 goes Charlie White. Oliver Ratton takes 4th, Alex Roach 5th, Finley Thursfield 6th, and Sam Blamey will take 7th, and Johnny Butterfield will take P8. Right then, to the grid then for the next race, and it was a lot of contact and, well, a bit of dirty driving going on. But we're back for the Junior Rotax in their second heat, and this time round it's going to be Jamie Ambrose and Hani Sadiq on the front row. I need to stand up for this one, mainly because my knees are starting to go weak. So junior Rotax then. Let's see what's occurring. That's back for Christmas, isn't it? So then, as the grid fills up, ready for the start of this race, let's see how this one goes. As we come from the top bend, down the main straight. And it is a false start, ladies and gentlemen. As a lot of drivers are off here at the start, but the false start flag is out. So back round again. Right, attempt number 3, technically. And someone's going to be mechanical flagged, because I can see someone holding their chain guard. Right, here we go. This time it is a start. As we go down into Billy's, a lot cleaner than the full started start. But through the S's, down the back straight is a 55 that leads the way. So around the horseshoe we go. Through to the right-hander towards the top bend. As we get ready to have the first lap. So it's Ambrose, Smith, Sadiq, Grubb, Ormshaw, Clark, Lovell, Roberts, Reeves, and then Sims. So once again we go through the S's down the back straight. Very tight at the front here. 6 drivers in contention. A couple of them a little bit further away, as there's possibly a swap between 3rd and 4th. The 62 ahead of the 72, and it's just regaining that position, in fact. So from the top bend down the main straight we come. And that is 2 laps done. So through Billy's we go, as one driver slammed the door so shut, the other driver had nowhere to go. The 31 ahead of the 22. Clark ahead of Ormshaw. 55 with a little bit of a gap here at the moment. As Jaden Shearing given the mechanical flag. And that will be to the chain guard that I found, that we saw a little bit earlier. So Shearing out of this race, unfortunately, and he did make quite a lot of positions there, so he's going to be a bit disappointed on that front. So top 4 very close together: Ambrose, Smith, Sadiq, and Grubb. As we go round towards the top bend again. So down the main straight we come. Still no changes from these drivers. The 55, his little gap is got smaller. As going for the inside move there. Wasn't happy with it either. As the 43 trying to get ahead of the 22. Harris Roberts, one of the novices, once again a very quick novice as well, bearing in mind. Whitmarsh is in the pits. As the 54's finally going into the pits after the mechanical. 2 mechanicals to be in fact. So into the hairpin, still close as the 55 having to be a little bit defensive. Where they are creeping close as 4th Grub looking for the inside of Hani Sadiq. Ambrose Smith, Sadiq. As going in for the inside is not 1.2 but 3. Ambrose has lost the lead in a big way as just at the exit of the Billies, losing 3 positions there as both Sadiq and Grubb following Smith through. Ambrose trying to make a position back on the 72. Is he going to be able to do that? And he has indeed, gaining 1 position back. So from the top end down the main straight. There's the changes for you. As the 43 now getting ahead of the 22. And look like the 21 follow through. Hopefully cleaner than his first heats. As Grubb given a contact warning, number 72. I can hear music, so all I can hear is deep bass. So under 2 minutes left on this race. Ambrose still trying to catch back up with Smith and Sadiq. There are the gaps there for you. There is music behind me. Can hear it. So from top end down the main straights. And the front 2 now pulling away is ever so slightly. Fast out there is Alfred Matthews down in 11th position with a 37.82. Quick time there from the driver. So 30 odd seconds left to go. Ambrose unable to maintain that 3rd position as he's been overtaken by Grubb and has Dyson on his tail as we go around the hairpin towards the horseshoe. Right-hander towards the top bend. And then we come down for the last lap of this race. So who is going to win this? Is it Smith or Sadiq? So through the S's. Down the back straights. Little bump there from Sadiq from behind. Still no change between the 2 drivers. Right-hander towards the top bend. And then, ladies and gentlemen, coming down to take the checkered flag. And that's going to be Maxton Smith, followed by Hani Sadiq, then Barnaby Grubb. And then it's going to be Ambrose in the end, followed by Archie Dyson, Clark, Roberts, Ormshaw, Reeves, and Matthews for your top 10. And in that race, losing Jack Price, Jaden Shearing, and Matthew Whitmarsh. So the grid for the Intermax then is Tyler Banks and George Climo on the front row. .41 there, given a bit of a shortcut from the officials there. And which he has done quite nicely. So it's 183Xperience Intermax heat number 2. So down the main straight we come, as we get ready for the Intermax for their second heat here today, and it's going straight away. And who is going to be leading the way at the start of this one? A little bit of a bumper car situation there, as one driver very slow at the exit of the first corner of Billy's. Stanley Stafford given a contact warning. So it's Climo followed by McAllister, Banks, Stafford, then Kaplan. As we go through the S's, down the back straight we go. Very close between Climo and McAllister, and it seems like McAllister's car has just absolutely come alive in these conditions here. As in Heat 1, where it's a little bit wet. Couldn't really make any progress, but in the dry, he is flying. Fast lap of 39.26. So through the S's, down the back straight, and I must say it's the opposite for Kaplan winning the first heat. He is in the middle of the pack at the moment in 5th position, unable at the moment to get close. He gets overtaken by the 77, I think that is. He tries to get back that position straight away. So a lot of role reversals going on for this race. And 5 minutes remains. So through the S's, down the back straight, and the car that's coming line is Climo and Stafford. As a little bit of contact between Climo and Stafford, as one's put sideways, the other one stuck because he's been tapped again. That's opened the lead for McAllister there. So going up towards the top bend, down the main straight. So it's McAllister, Banks, Lord, Climo, Stafford, Birmingham, and then Kaplan. What about Ormshaw at the back? Kaplan not too quick out there in these conditions, as Climo now contact warning given. So around the right hand we go towards the top bend where Casper McAllister is absolutely flown away. Currently sporting a 2.8 second lead at the moment as we go continuing through the S's with the 39 followed by the 83. As another tap there, trying to go down the inside by Stafford on the 77, and once again going for the inside line. The gap wasn't there, pushes a 77 well wide, and once again not very clean here from Stafford. Puts himself up to P4. Second and third battling it out here, Banks and Climo. As we go around the hairpin towards the horseshoe, Stafford given a contact warning respectively. As we come from the top bend down the main straight, there goes McAllister. And down into the hairpin we go. Hairpin, horse, Billy's. Wow, that's the first. 83 right on the rear of the 39, and in fact now ahead of the 39 as Climo goes back up into P2 after his collision with the 43 earlier in a couple of laps. As they try and go side by side to get back at P2, Banks and Climo has brought Stanley Stafford into the mix as he's at the back of this at the moment. So around the horseshoe we go. Towards the top bend and then down the main straight. Banks now in P2. As we go through the S's down the back straight. And it's still very close between them there. 3.5 second lead here for McAllister. As Kurt Kaplan is just, it's a complete opposite almost. He is right at the back. So side by side down the main straight once again between the 83 and 39. As into Billy's we go. Through the S's and then down the back straight for these three drivers here. Best lap time by Casper McAllister, by the way, 39.26, 2/10 faster. Sorry, a tenth faster than Stanley Stafford down in third. Lap times, Kaplan over a second slower than the quickest time out there so far. So last lap then. For the number 44. McAllister, like I said, just absolutely left the field once he was unleashed. As he goes around the horseshoe towards the top bend. And down the main straight to come and take the checker flag. Ladies and gentlemen, winning for heat number 2, it's Casper McAllister. And then the rest follow on through. McAllister followed by Climo, Stafford for third, Banks fourth, Lord fifth, Birmingham 6th, Ormshaw 7th, and then Kaplan at the back, number 88. So there, that is for now. And with all the bits and bobs going on, I'm going to have to take a short stream break. And we'll be back for heat number 3. I come back quickly. I've realised this was the senior Rotax, so we are going to get here for this one. I'll just feel myself getting worse health-wise. Jacob Martin on pole alongside Joshua Withcombe. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I thought it was senior Rotax followed by senior Blues. Sorry to those watching for the senior Blues. I will have to take a break for my own health. So down the main straight we come. And it's a false start here for the senior Rotax. Couple of drivers there involved in a bit of an incident there as the marshal's trying to slow them down. So as they get back into position, so attempt number 3, attempt number 2 technically. And we are underway this time round for the senior Rotax. So through the S's, and leading this one is the 25 followed by the 12. As we go around the hairpin towards the horseshoe. Towards the top bend and down the main straight we come. So it is Withcombe followed by Cox, then Crockett, then Thacker, then Flan. Yellow flags out as 3 drivers are off. Down at Billy's. 2 of them involved, well 3 of them involved, the 27, the 61 and the 69 there. Dan Milner involved in that one. So the Cameron Crockett train has arrived as 3rd, 4th and 5th are very close together. Through the S's, down the back straight we go. Is Crockett going to be able to hold on to this one? And no, down at the hairpin. Straight down the inside went Thacker and Flam, but the 25 took advantage better as he was able to maintain and stay ahead of both of them. Sneaking through at the exit of the exit of the hairpin. And one driver off really wide there. It looks like the outside of the kink is still rather damp. And that driver is off onto the grass there. And is actually wedged on the grass. That's the first. So down the main straight we come. That driver off is the 34, Jacob Martin. Was involved at a false start incident earlier. And it looks like another Birrell is out and smoking. Their tyres are smoking because the grass is wet. And is unfortunately out of this one. Edgecombe's in the pits. Both drivers able to get going again, but your leader is coming down the main straight and is already at Billy's, so there that goes. And that was Arthur Thacker. Jacob Martin really still trying to get this kart to go. Seemed like he wanted to wait for a marshal, but just push it, lad. So back to the race here, and leading the way is still the 29er Joshua Withcombe, Rufus Flan. At the moment off in the grass earlier. As they come on over the line here, Flan managing to stay 4th, 3rd. As we go on through the 25. There, it looks like Jacob Martin's managing to stay out here. As we go on round 34, getting out of the way of the others. So top end, down the main straight we come. As 34 staying ahead of the 48 at the moment, considering he is a back marker for now. So down the inside he goes, and a swap for position. But the gaps are a bit small at the moment, especially at the front. Cox only 7/10 behind, but then it is a 3... I didn't actually realise that. A 3-second gap between second and third. So temporarily there off goes the 17. Just catching that on camera. So clock's at 0, but not last lap just yet. So we've snuck another lap in by the looks of it. See 25 going down the back straight into the hairpin. And then towards the horseshoe. So myself then, a bit of deja vu, I had the stream in the background. So from the top bend down the main straight we go. And it is the last lap here. So towards the top bend we go, and then to come down the main straight. Ladies and gentlemen, it is checker flag, and that's going to Joshua Withcombe. Rufus Slan will take third, followed by Cameron Crockett fourth. Bertie Wellesley fifth, followed by Jamie Bradfield there in sixth. Jacob Martin coming over the line for 13th. Maidment 7th, Tribe 8th, Pearson 9th, and then Swanson for 10th. So like I said, we are going to take a short stream break. And then we'll be back a little bit later on for this third heats of today. Stay tuned, because there's a lot more racing to come.